Corelogic just announced their latest housing market forecast over the next 12 months. They also discussed the areas in which home prices are increasing the most, but also the state that actually posted the first gain or first decrease in quite some time. They also identified the 5 markets in which they believe home prices will decrease the most over the next 12 months as well through October of 2025. I'll also share how this forecast differs compared to months past and also compared to 1 year ago. So I have a lot to share in today's video. If you guys want a real estate agent referral anywhere across the United States, then please go to my website, which is realestateteamfinder.com. With that said, I appreciate you guys so much for watching today's video, and let's begin. This is just posted on December 3rd. It says home prices nationwide, including distress sales, that is a foreclosure or a short sale, increased year over year by 3.4% in October this year compared to October of 2023. Something I found to be interesting is that I've been making this video for like years now, is that we're seeing kind of this like slowdown in the growth rate of home prices compared to the previous year. So for example, 3 months ago, the year-over-year gain was up by 4.3%. And now this October, it's up by only 3.4%. So the growth rate's slowing down. A word I really don't like in the housing market is deceleration, but it is true. Home prices still increasing, but not increasing the same rate we saw just a few months ago. Before I shared their forecast over the next 12 months, here is a report posted 1 year ago that I found. So 1 year ago, they were forecasting that home prices were going to increase by 2.9%. That's October 23 through October 2024. Very close to what actually happened, a gain of 3.4%. Having said that, let's take a look at their latest housing market forecast through October next year. They are forecasting that home prices will rise by 2.4%. A couple things that caught my attention. Obviously, that is much lower than the 3.4% we've seen over the previous 12 months. But on top of that, a gain of 2.4% is definitely at the lower range of what's considered average. The long run average is gains of around 3 to 5% and not 2.4%. On a month-to-month basis, this is October through November this year, they're forecasting that home prices will decrease slightly, down by 0.03%. We have kind of like seasonal trends in our housing market, and it's normal to see home prices decrease in the winter months and then increase in the spring and summer home buying season. According to Corelogic's chief economist, she stated the following: U.S. home price growth has remained relatively flat since the summer, only eking out gains in certain pockets of the country. Every market's different. The Northeast has proved particularly resilient to current economic conditions despite slower job growth, elevated rates, and ongoing affordability concerns. What's really driving home prices, which I don't know why they didn't mention this, is that they have a lack of houses for sale in the Northeast, which is causing home prices to rise, right? This is much different compared to the South, where they have a lot more houses for sale. Now, don't take my word for it. Let's have a look at Realtor.com for the month of November compared to November last year. This was just actually posted today, which is on December 5th. Can't believe it's already December. Anyways, looking at the national average compared to 1 year ago, we have approximately, 26% more existing houses for sale this November compared to November last year. So the national average is at 26%. In contrast, the Northeast is only up by 9.7%. Compare that to a gain of 31% in the South and a gain of 29.2% in the West, and the Midwest is up by about 19%. So a lack of houses for sale in the Northeast, especially compared to these other 3 regions. Now, one contributor to that is this right here, a lack of new supply in the market, down 6% year over year in the Northeast. In contrast, the South is up by 4.6% and the West is up by 6.3%. Going back to Corelogic report for the month of October compared to last year at this time, New Jersey, Rhode Island, and New Hampshire claimed 3 at the top 5 spots for year-over-year price gains, rising by 8.1%, 7.5%, and 6.3% in New Hampshire. Rhode Island and New Jersey, prices rose there to new record highs in October. Highly unusual because home prices tend to peak in the late spring home buying season and not, of course, in October. Again, due to a lack of supply in those areas. Meanwhile, Washington, D.C., Idaho, and Montana top the list this month for states that are furthest from their price peaks. In other words, down compared to the all-time record highs. Each location of these was down from its former high point by 3.5%, 2.5%, and also 2.1% respectively. Therefore, for all 50 states, Washington, D.C. is the furthest from their peak, down by 3.5%. Despite the price decreases seen in certain areas of the country in general, that's areas that have a lot of houses for sale, more homes for sale this year compared to the same time frame in 2019. Overall, national home price growth is expected to continue at a muted pace. Still, forecasts suggest that national single-family home prices will reach a new peak level in April of 2025. In my personal opinion, that is going to depend on inventory levels, but also rates as well. If rates were to decrease greatly during the spring home buying season, that of course will cause home prices to rise. We already saw that when rates decreased to 6%, right? We had rates in the, around 7%, then it decreased to 6%, and that caused home prices to increase and home buying demand, pending home sales, etc., all accelerated. On top of that, with a new president coming in January, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens next year. Before I share the states that posted the biggest increases year over year, and also the one state that posted a gain, let's have a look at the map posted 1 year ago. This is home price changes from October 2022 compared to October of 2023. There was 4 states that posted a decrease year over year. That was Idaho, Montana, Texas, and Utah posted decreases. All other states posted gains. So as you guys can see, you kind of like split the US in half. Much of the US states posted small gains or outright decreases. Now let's have a look at the map right now. This was this October compared to October of 2023. It's basically been reversed because much of the western states have posted gains, and now much of the southern states have posted small gains year over year. The only state that posted a decrease is actually in Hawaii. Florida is not too far behind though. They saw a gain of less than 1%. It says here national home prices increased by 3.4% this October. The state of Hawaii was the only state that saw a home price decline on a year-over-year basis. In contrast, the states that had the highest increases were New Jersey up by 8.1% and Rhode Island up by 7.5%. Also, due to a lack of housing inventory, much of the Northeast is experiencing gains of over 5%. Let's have a look at their top 10 metros from 1 year ago. Again, posted in 2023. Miami led the nation up by 8.8%, whereas Houston was only up by 1.1%, Denver up by 1.8%. San Diego also posted a big gain up by 6.8%. Now let's have a look at the map this year. Miami's up by 6.2%, so decelerating from the 8.8% posted 1 year ago. Houston was up by 1.1%, now it's only up by 2%. Denver is also only up by 1%. So Houston and Denver posting very small gains over the past couple of years. And now in San Diego, they're only up by 4.4%, whereas last year they're up by 6.8%. Las Vegas was up by 1.2%, and now it's up by a whopping 5.6%. If we have anyone who's watching today's video who knows what's going on in Las Vegas, then please let us know, because this is one of these pandemic boom towns, just like Denver and Phoenix, but drastically different stats here. Up by 1.5% in Phoenix, but Vegas is up by 5.6%, quite a bit higher than the 1.2% posted 1 year ago. In contrast, much of the Northeast is still posting gains over 4%. That was 1 year ago. Now the map is still the same. All these metros, Chicago, Washington, D.C., and Boston up by more than 4%. Let's change gears slightly here and talk about the top 5 markets in which Corelogic believes home prices will decrease the most over the next 12 months. And I actually do not really agree with them regarding this, but I'll just read on here and I'll share my thoughts. So they are predicting that Provo, Utah has a very high probability that home prices will decrease through October of 2025. After that, Salt Lake City, Utah, Atlanta, Tucson, Arizona, and Palm Bay, Florida. Now, I really don't understand this whatsoever because look at this. Here is inventory levels according to Resi Club. They pull data from Realtor.com. They looked at inventory levels this October compared to October of 2019. And again, in general, areas that have a glut of houses for sale compared to pre-pandemic era are experiencing outright decreases or very small gains of home prices. So why is there only one metro out of these 5 that are located in Florida? So for example, Tampa is up by 13%. Punta Gorda, Florida is up by 67.7%. In addition, Panama City, Florida is up by 46.4%. This is quite a bit different compared to the national average. On average, nationwide, we're down by about 21% this October from October 2019. But much of these metros in Florida have posted big gains during that same time frame. Going back to Corelogic's report, they believe that Provo, Utah is at the biggest risk of home prices decreasing over the next 12 months. But let's have a look at inventory levels in Provo, Utah, just south of Salt Lake City, which is right there. They're up by 4.8%. So on national level, they're down by 21%, but areas like in Punta Gorda, Florida, they're up by 68%. So why would home prices decrease the most if inventory is only up by 4.8% there? I'm kind of scratching my head, but if you guys have any insights regarding the Provo, Utah housing market, then please leave us a comment below. In addition, Salt Lake City, Utah is only up by 2.2%. On top of that, at 2,916 houses for sale as of October this year, it's still less than October 18, 17, and October of 2016. Let's also have a look at Atlanta, Georgia as well. According to Resi Club, again, pulling data from Realtor.com, the greater Atlanta area is down 14% from 2019. However, Corelogic believes it's in the number 3 spot at the biggest risk of home prices decreasing over the next 12 months. Let's also have a look at Tucson, Arizona, because in Tucson, they are up only by 17.6%. However, even though they have more houses for sale compared to October of 2019, they still have fewer houses for sale compared to October 16, 17, and 18. At that time, there was over 3,300 houses for sale. Now again, this October, it's at 3,274. And with that said, please comment below your biggest takeaways from today's video. Also, if you guys want a real estate agent referral, then please check out my website, which is realestateteamfinder.com. I also can help you with a purchase or a refi here in California. I am a licensed loan officer, and also my team covers much of the US as well. So please reach out to me for that as well. My email is jason@meetjasonwalter.com. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.